Funerals in my family were never about grief. They were performances. My grandfather had been a wealthy man, and while people came dressed in black, it wasn't to mourn, it was to posture, to whisper, to measure what might be left behind. The church smelled faintly of lilies and old wood. The cousins clustered together. My uncle and his wife sat like royalty, and my mother kept her face composed, the picture of dignity. I knew every move was calculated. Everyone was waiting for the will. And then the doors opened. She wasn't dressed like us. No pearls, no veils, no carefully coordinated designer black. She wore a simple dark coat, her hair tied back, her eyes sharp and unflinching. She walked in like she had every right to be there and sat not in the back like a stranger, but in the very front pew, directly across from my mother. You could feel the shift in the room. An intruder. A disruption. But no one said anything until the lawyer began to speak. He had just started reading when the woman rose. "Excuse me," she said, her voice steady and clear in the hushed church. "There's something missing. My name is Claire. I'm his daughter." Silence, then a low ripple of disbelief. My uncle let out a short, mocking laugh. My mother's jaw tightened like stone. The cousins exchanged wide-eyed looks. Someone muttered, "Scammer." But Claire didn't falter. She walked up to the lawyer and handed him a folded piece of paper. He opened it, and as his eyes scanned the page, his entire face changed. He looked shaken, like a man suddenly realizing he was standing on a fault line. It was a birth certificate. My grandfather's name, printed neatly under father. The room exploded. My uncle shouted that it was a fake. My aunt started hissing about gold diggers. A cousin tried to snatch the paper from the lawyer's hands. Through it all, my mother stood rigid, her hands clenched so tightly around her purse that her knuckles turned white. She wasn't surprised. She was angry. There's a difference. And in that moment, I realized she already knew. But the strangest part was Claire. She didn't argue, didn't defend herself. She just sat back down in the front pew, calm as if the chaos was expected, almost welcome. And then she looked at me. Our eyes met across the noise, and she smiled.
Not warmly.
Not sadly, but like someone who had finally been given their moment. And in that instant, I understood. She hadn't come to ask for a place in the family. She had come to tear something down.